fundamentals, kind of question. Same fact 1, fact 2 by this time you must know, leading to a conclusion, which is the likely conclusion. But in this kind of questions, you will find the conclusion given is C, or rather, let's take it as C1, C2, which is the unlikely one, with a different reason why this is chosen. So there is a paradoxical situation which says that otherwise C1 should be the conclusion, and rather than C1, C2 has become the conclusion. So why is the question you'll have to answer. The options are basically the reason for this. That if this is true, if this is one of the additional facts, then C2 should be the conclusion instead of C1. So the likely conclusion is not chosen and the unlikely is chosen. Most likely this conclusion is given in the question, and what you are asked to after a contradiction is that why this is not happening or something unlikely is going to happen. So a paradoxical situation needs to be ascertained and needs to be gauged to get to the correct conclusion. So that's the basic fundamental. Let's get down with the questions. We'll understand it better. Question number 1. Small roads do not have painted markings along the edges. Clear edge markings would make it easier for drivers to see upcoming curves and to judge the car's position on the road, particularly when the visibility is poor, and would therefore seem to be useful contribution to the road safety. However, after Great Wall County painted the edge markings on all its narrow, winding roads, the annual accident rate along the roads actually increased slightly. So we've got a situation here where certain facts are given that edge markings give a clear visibility about the upcoming curves and to judge the position of the car on the road, and also helps in when the visibility is poor, and therefore will contribute towards the road safety. Therefore, this says that this is a conclusion C1, as we said, the most likely conclusion that the road safety will go up. However, there's a contradiction word here. In some county, Great Wall County, they did the same thing for the edge markings on all narrow winding roads. Annual accident rate actually increased slightly. So the conclusion was somewhat else. So we have got a fact, one set of facts which gives that the road markings, etc. The people can see it better. Visibility is poor. Then also it's better to drive. Uh, should contribute to road safety. Now a situation is given that certain county, the Great Wall County, is done the same thing, but the rate of accidents actually went up. So otherwise, it should this if this is correct, then the number of accidents should have gone down. Now think about it this way: what might have happened? The moment the roads are better marked, the visibility is no more poor. Driving at night becomes a beautiful experience. The number of cars on the road may go up, so the accidents are not only proportional to the quality of the roads, are also proportional to the number of vehicles. So let's look in for something where we can substantiate that if the number of vehicles have actually shot up, so did the accidents have slightly gone up. So that means previously it was 100 accidents. After the roads were corrected, though the number of cars have gone, say if there were 100 cars previously and 100 accidents, now there are 500 cars and the number of accidents are 120. So you can say the figures are better, but the number of accidents have shot up because of a number of vehicles, more number of vehicles. We can say cars, lorries, etc. Anything. So let's see what may be the. So the question here is, which of the following, if true, most helps to explain the increase in the accident rate? If I look at the options properly and look at option E especially, we'll see something like this. After markings were painted on the roads, many drivers who had gone out of the way to avoid driving on those roads at night no longer did so. So Say a driver who was previously going from spot A to spot B would take a detour from C and reach B because this road was slightly better, but the and rather covering more kilometers. So the moment he came across that, okay, now the markings are there, why not take the straight road? So the after markings were painted on the roads, many drivers, so the vehicular traffic from A to B actually shot up. So did the number of accidents slightly went up. Though people were then the overall number of accidents vis-a-vis the number of vehicles was lower, but the total number of accidents actually went up. So E is the correct answer. Absolutely is the correct answer. Okay, that rather E explains the paradox. Question number 2. From 1978 to 1988, beverage containers accounted for a steady decreasing percentage of the total weight of the household beverages in US. The increasing widespread practice of recycling aluminum and glass was responsible for most of this decline. However, although aluminum recycling was more widely practiced in this period than glass recycling, it was found that the weight of glass bottles in the household garbage declined at a greater percentage than the weight of aluminum cans. Now let's again analyze the situation. Situation one, the number of beverage containers that went down, or rather, the beverage containers accounted for a steady decreasing percentage in the total weight. So overall weight of the garbages in that the beverage containers went down. Now the author says the increasing widespread practice of recycling aluminum and glass was responsible. So aluminum and glass recycling. So recycling of glass and aluminum was responsible for the lowering of the weight. Now he digs further and says that, however, although aluminum recycling is more widely practiced, so aluminum, the recycling is more than glass. So aluminum recycling is more, but glass recycling is less. So aluminum of aluminum is more than recycling of glass, if I put it this way. One second. So if I put it this way, that recycling of aluminum is more than recycling of glass. If this is true, it was found that it starts with contradiction word, though this is more. It was found that the waste of glass bottles in household garbage declined at a greater percentage than the weight of aluminum cans. A normal conclusion can be obviously recycling of is more of aluminum and recycling of glass is less. So the weight of aluminum should be percentage of weight of aluminum should be more than pardon, should be less than that of glass. So glass recycling, since it is less, should be a larger proportion of the garbage weight. But something else happened here. Contrary to our beliefs, the proportion of weight of aluminum was higher than that of glass. That's what has been said. It was found that the weight of the bottles in the garbage that declined greater percentage than the weight of aluminum. So it was found that the total number of amount of glass bottles declined further. So the if I the new in the new situation, what is happening? In spite of more recycling of aluminum than recycling of glass, where the probable thing should have been less aluminum weight in the garbage and more glass weight, it was other way around. This did not happen. It was more of glass decline. than aluminium. I think that's the best way I can put it. So the in garbage, the glass went down more than that of aluminium, in spite of the fact aluminium was getting more recycled. So if I think about this, why glass went down and why not aluminium, which is getting recycled fast more, I can put it this way that if in a household the usage of glass is replaced by some other material, so overall what goes in the garbage, so most likely, in spite of this kind of a contradictory conclusion, we can say that it's most likely that the intake of